This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the POSTCAST, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm Tim Daniel. I have no enthusiasm about talking about the fact I'm a lifelong Reds fan right now because, like you guys, I really hate what's going on right now. But thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. For all of the crap that we have to go through every day, we're Reds fans. And for some reason, we are lifelong Reds fans. And I've been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and The Riverfront. And I'm asking, in the worst of times of the season, if you are a first-time listener to the show here on YouTube, please be sure to hit that notification button so you can only get my show after each and every single Reds game. But you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well, if you're, into that kind of thing. Today's episode is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. I'm sure Bob and Phil are big-time fans of Monarch Money, saying, oh, if we don't spend this much money, our team, we're going to be fine ourselves, but our team is going to stink. On tonight's show, the Reds are now back to 500. How is this possible? Matty McBang makes an appearance tonight. We didn't think we'd see that maybe again. And for the love of God, stop bunting. We'll talk about other things too.
This is what you'll be talking about.
There are a lot of things I certainly thought were possible down the stretch of the season. Did I think that they would get swept at some point? Yeah, I did. Did I think it was a really good chance they weren't going to make the postseason? I did, but I thought I thought they'd fight. Did I think they'd get back to 500? No. When they lost that last game to Anaheim, they were 6 games above 500 before they went to Arizona. Since they won the second game against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, California, Disneyland, Mike Trouts, they have won 1 game. That's 8 of their last 9 for those of you doing this at home. And we've talked about this. It's not that they're losing. It's how they're losing. They're inventing ways to lose. Tonight, for the first time in nearly 4,600 games, they didn't strike out. They literally made contact at every plate appearance or drew a walk. They still lost. They still only scored 2 runs. This is a lot of things here that just are super irritating. Let's start with the good side of this, because Andrew Abbott was really good tonight. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. Okay, I lied. He was fairly good. Is that fair? I think that's fair. He was good enough, is my point. He was good enough to win this game. And that didn't happen. Bullpen tonight, big picture, minus Connor Phillips and Zach Maxwell, who you kind of expect to struggle and probably shouldn't be playing against in games. Probably shouldn't be pitching in close games like this. Solid, decent. Hitting wise, not too mad. I mean, they drew 3 walks tonight. They got 8 hits. You get 11 dudes on base, but once again, there's grounding into double plays, and there's 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, and there's 8 runners left on base. And they didn't have errors tonight. Been a bit since we could say that. But this is just the fact that, it's one thing to kind of say, everyone's going to have bad stretches throughout the season. And yeah, I agree with that. 162, chances are you're going to have a stretch that doesn't go your way. It's baseball. What sucks about this part for the Reds is obviously it's at the worst time of the year. Jason, not only no errors, no strikeouts, and they still lost. I mean, there's so much there that you can just look at, and you're just so irritated with the performance tonight, because it's not like the Cardinals are good. You know what I mean? Like in years past, when the St. Louis Cardinals would come to town, you'd have stretches like this. You would think that they were going to have some rough days, for sure. But the Cardinals stink too. No offense to JD and the Locked On Cards guys. Danny, for you probably hopped in. Welcome. They left 8 on base tonight. They lost by 2 runs. So, Nikita, no errors, no strikeouts, only gave up 4 runs. How did they lose? Well, I will tell you. They lost by being the Cincinnati Reds. And, Bob and Phil, they just saw tonight. They saw the crowd tonight. They saw it was a bobblehead night, and they went, this rules. This is great. This is what we need. We're going to send all these people home miserable. I don't know. Like, I try to tell myself I'm done, but I know in the back of my head, my subconscious is like, you're not done. You've sat through this your whole life. Just swift kicks to the feels each and every year. And the way that they destroyed Joey's career, it's like they're trying to do it all over again with all these young guys. And there's a lot of things where, they make that 9th inning rally and they have 2 outs at third base. And umpiring sucked tonight. I'm not, I'm not anywhere, shape, or form blaming that on the Reds losing. But that was, that was really not a great performance from the home plate umpire, especially keep Brian Hayes at bat in the 9th. Thank God he got a hit. But, just a lot of just dumb decisions. The Will Benson thing for pitching for Trevino, like, I liked that. Thought we could have gone to that a little earlier in the game, but whatever. They got 2 walks from Friedel. They got a hit from Marte, who goes to Grando Del Playa. They got a hit from Ellie. This is just kind of really frustrating. And then, you're leaning on, I understand guys aren't available. I understand Tony Santillan had a rough night last night. I understand Miguel Pagan pitched last night. What's the point of those guys if they can't pitch in games like this? Why are you throwing Zach Maxwell and Connor Phillips out there? And I liked what Connor Phillips did. I did. I thought he threw the ball really well. He gave a solo shot. You know what? That shouldn't cost you the game. And, this is the question that comes up every day. And I wish I had an answer, because it's just, the answer is answering itself every single day. It is literally, is malpractice a fair word to say that Sal Stewart is not on this team right now? Like, I don't understand it. And, everyone who was like, oh, Jose Trevino is better than Tyler Stevenson. How's that looking right now without Tyler Stevenson, by the way? At least someone who at least has the power to put a ball in a gap. Trevino's got some doubles, I get it, but they're all pulled down the third base line, and he's good at that. But this is just one of these things where I can't believe we're back to 500. I really cannot believe we're back to 500. Like I said, I could have seen a whole lot of things happening this season. I could have seen the Reds going 83-79, legitimately into the season like that. But now that I think about it, is there a better team to go 81-81 than the 2025 Cincinnati Reds? Like, ever? I don't know, man. Natty Ron, my guy, says it here. False hope. I fall for it every June and July, people. I don't know when I'm going to learn. My wife asked me today. She says, like, the scene in Fever Pitch when he's sitting there talking to the kid about like his relationship with Drew Barrymore, and the kid's like, you love the Red Sox. When have they loved you back? When will you love us back, Reds? All we want is just 1 year that we can be happy. Like, 2013 was 12 years ago. I don't care about 2020. 2020 wasn't real to me. It wasn't a real baseball season. It was fun that last month that they got right into the playoffs, but 2021 and 2023 were the last glimmers of hope, really, that they had a run like this. And those teams weren't very good either. But 2013 was the last time we saw a really good Reds team, I feel like. 2012 was obviously incredible too, and we haven't seen anything since then. But I'm running over on segment 1 crying, and I probably need to be better. Matt McLean showed some pop tonight and hit the ball really hard. It was nice to see. So we'll talk nicely about that here, and maybe a few other things right after this. Hey, Reds fans, are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up the free ups with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use my limited time promo code SEASON and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you already needed. At first, I thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally legit. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using my limited time promo code SEASON for a limited time 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SEASON. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up wasting a ton of money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you've put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. As we know, I love my trips over to fanatics.com. I buy way too much there. I got this hat. I got this hat. I got this hat. You name it, I bought it. Fanatics is the place for me. But after using Monarch Money, I looked at it and thought, man, I'm probably buying a little too many hats. So now I've gotten a little picky and choosy thanks to Monarch Money showing me how much I was spending on there. Maximizing investments, increasing your savings rate, easily reviewing your finances with your partner and financial advisor, keeping a clear view of your financial health week to week, long term. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. Hey, Locked On listeners, if you could please be so kind real quick, just, when you get a moment, please take a chance to take our listener survey. We've put together this survey to learn more about our listeners and make your favorite podcast even better. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey to get started. Everyone who completes the survey will be entered for a chance to win 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. I also want to take this time to shout out my everydayers here on the Postcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me through the good and many times like tonight, the bad. It's so great to have you guys here each and every night because you make my night so much better. You know, this is going to make my night better. I got a nice bottle of Evan Williams in the freezer right now waiting for me when this show's over. I can't wait to indulge. Turning points.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I don't know, man. Wilson Contreras making it 3-1. Can we just say that? Why is Wilson Contreras good against the Reds? It's super annoying. Ron says, please talk me off the edge. Ron, can't you tell I'm on the edge? I can't talk you off the edge if I'm on the edge. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. But I don't know. It's frustrating. So Matt McLain tonight did go 1 for 4, did hit a solo shot, and I know that, maybe 1 for 4 isn't something that's jaw dropping. You're happy to see a home run for sure. Hit the ball really hard tonight. And there's no other way to put it around, to go around that Matt McLain's year has been really bad. Though honestly, I'm shocked his OPS is as high as it is with a 298 on base percentage. And I still, there's still a lot that I still really believe in Matt McLain. Maybe I'm an idiot. I know a lot of you don't anymore, and I can't argue against that. I can't give up on the guy. I feel like a full season next year, going away from the shoulder injury, he's going to be a lot better next year. But tonight, just seeing him hit the ball hard and get those shots there was really, really nice to see. And I still believe that there's a good baseball player in there, and I still believe that he's going to turn it around. It's not going to be this year, but I do feel like spring training is going to be really great. And it was as well. Oh, Jason says, drive down to Louisville, catch a Bats game, see South Stewart, then go to the Evan Williams experience. I have not done that yet. I do love Evan Williams, so I would not be against it. But it's just something where I do love that as well. And it's something I'm a big fan of. And I was really happy to see Matt McLain get that homer tonight. And offensively, like I said, I don't really hate anything offensively besides the fact they couldn't get that big hit that always eludes them. Friedel had 2 walks tonight. Ellie didn't strike out tonight. The rest of the team didn't, obviously. Miguel Andujar had 2 hits. I'm on team bring Andujar back next year. I don't know where you guys are at, but I'm like, yes, put this guy back on the team next season. I'm very excited for him. Other than that, Spencer Steer had a hit. Brian Hayes had that really nice hit in the 9th. I mean, they made the 9th interesting. They just had 2 outs at third base, which was sucky. Very, very sucky. Dylan, so if they lose tomorrow, my goal is to just kind of do a breakdown of the losing streak and see how many guys they've left on base and give that to you guys on the show tomorrow. If they win tomorrow and still leave guys left on base, I probably will still do it. I just didn't have any time to get the segment together today. I don't know. Let's just do Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Matt McLean, I guess. I don't know. Does it matter anymore? Diane says it right here. Diane, also a great everydayer. Shout out, Diane. It's so nice to see you here. Stop bunting. Will Williams said it earlier, and sorry, Will, I didn't get a chance to show it here, but they were down 2 in the 9th inning with no outs, and they bunted. Yesterday, they bunted. Why is this a thing? Josh, did you end up getting a bobblehead, by the way? Josh sent me a thing on X today. It was his first time at GABP seeing the Reds in 11 years. So I'm sorry you had to go through such a crummy game, but I'm glad that hopefully you had a great time at the ballpark tonight. But the bunting thing, okay? Like, I hate it. If TJ Friedel's not bunting, and I know Matt McLean got a bunt hit last week, I'm out. I'm out. This is just something where the stupidity of this and the old schoolness of this. And I do think there are things Terry Francona has done to make the team better, but I also think there are things he does where he keeps them in the mud and they can't get out of it. And bunting with runners on first and second is totally leaving in the mud, especially when you have no outs. You're down 2 runs. It's the bottom of the 9th. It's your last chance to make an effort at this game. And I get you want to flip the lineup, but what in the world is that? And I get it. It's Will Banfield. You don't want to risk a double play because he's not very fast, is my guess. I don't know. But this is one of these ones where, for people like Josh Tucker who had to go to the game tonight, for people who bought, just about sold out tonight for a bobblehead night and they had to go watch this performance. I'm sorry. I'm doing it to myself. I'm going Monday. I don't know why I'm doing it to myself, but some of my friends are going, so I wanted to go spend some time with some friends. So spoiler alert, Monday, I might be a little late. But it's just something where, yeah. And you know what, Josh Stevak says this here, and this is a fair point. Maybe at least bunt on the first baseline, not right to the pitcher. I think that's 100% fair because maybe it changes the game around. But my point is, maybe if you didn't have so many stupid bunts, you wouldn't have fallen to 500. Did everyone listen to Tom Petty today after the game? Free falling. I feel like that's the most perfect theme of this game tonight. But the Reds are once again losers, and we will have to just digest it at that, as the Reds do take the loss tonight to the St. Louis Cardinals 4-2. The Cardinals have 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The Reds have 2 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Your winning pitcher tonight is, as my browser fails me, Michael McGreevy, as I said, not the guitar player from Pearl Jam. He is now sitting at 6-2. Andrew Abbott's the losing pitcher. He is now 8-5. And for the second night in a row, the Cardinals had a pitcher get his first save of the season as Kyle Leahy picks up his first save of the year. The Reds are back at it tomorrow, and thank God it's at 12:10 because I don't know if I could handle coming on here and roading my Saturday nights. Brady Singer takes the hill for the Reds, and he's been awesome of late. So if he would like to be awesome again tomorrow, we would definitely appreciate that. He'll be going against Andre Palante, who is also terrible. And the Reds should smack around tomorrow, but they won't. First pitch is at 12:10. I'll be here to talk about it with you guys. Good or bad, I'm Tim Daniel. Everyone, thank you so much for spending some time with me this evening. Have a good night. Go Reds for some reason. I don't know, just go Reds. Go, Reds. I'll see you tomorrow.